Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Fiji Mbati edges the Kiwis in a pulsating quarter. PM closes COP23. And 5 traders investigated for non-compliance.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
The Fiji Mbati have ended New Zealand's dream of winning the Rugby League World Cup after upsetting the Kiwis 4 points to 2 in a pulsating quarter-final in Wellington last night. Captain Kevin Naingama says Fiji was confident in a win all week and defence was the key focus leading up to the match. Prime Minister and COP23 President Voreqe Bainimarama has hailed the COP23 meeting in Bonn, Germany a success. The main agenda issues of the COP23 meet were endorsed despite the several hours of negotiations. Bainimarama says there has been positive momentum in a number of areas and the task set out to be done has been achieved. He says that they have done the job they were given to do, which is to advance the implementation guidelines of the Paris Agreement and prepare for more ambitious action through the Talanoa Dialogue of 2018. Bainimarama says they will leave Bonn having notched up some notable achievements, including the Ocean Pathway, the Historic Agreement on Agriculture, an action plan on gender and a decision that benefits local communities and indigenous peoples. Meanwhile, the COP24 will be held in Poland next year. Before the closing ceremony of the COP23 in Bonn, Germany yesterday, the Attorney General and Minister for Climate Change gifted the Mayor of Bonn a replica of the Drua. Aya Said Qayyum says the gift is just a small way of thanking the people of Bonn. Anna Ravulo reports.
It has been a well-achieved journey for all Fijian delegates in Bonn, Germany. Minister for Climate Change Aya Said Qayyum says that COP23 has showcased the impact of two countries working together.
As you know, the hosting of the COP23, the presidency of which is held by Fiji, yet it is physically being hosted in Germany, is highly symbolic of how developing countries and developed countries can work together to be able to address this global phenomena of climate change and tackling the effects of climate change.
The mayor of Bonn says that it was enriching for Germany to host such an event and the replica of the Drua will be placed somewhere special.
It's the new town hall and there it will be placed in the foyer so that all the Bonn people who come to visit the Stadthaus, they can see that Fiji has been to Bonn and has been to Bonn as a presidency of a COP which was so very good.
The Fijian delegates will arrive in the country from Bonn on Tuesday. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
The COP23 Fijian delegation led by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama will be accorded with a traditional ceremony upon arrival next week. Permanent Secretary for Itoke Affairs, Naipote Katonitambua, has confirmed the team will arrive at 6 p.m. on Tuesday and be greeted with a traditional ceremony known as Ngalongalovi by the men from VCC in Vunda. Katonitambua says more details will be released later in the week and members of the public are invited to attend the function.
I'm just pleading to the general public, please, if you are free on Friday, you can join the government, join other stakeholders that will be there for this memorable celebration in receiving the delegation from Bonn.
5 traders are being investigated for non-compliance. Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission Chief Executive Joel Abraham confirms they have increased their market surveillance with Christmas just around the corner. Abraham says they are taking a targeted approach and looking at areas of non-compliance by traders. He says in conducted searches they found traders to continue to breach laws and as a result they have begun investigations against these 5 traders.
In fact, we are looking at filing close to 5 matters in court by the end of next week. It's in its final stages of investigation and reporting, and we're looking at actually proceeding to the next action. And of course, for us, legal action is the last resort. We do not want to just take people to court for the sake of it, but if businesses continue to breach and they continue to be very difficult in terms of cooperation, then of course we have to apply the law to the letter.
Still to come, first Wine Academy held in Fiji. And in tonight's Successful Fijian segment, we take a look at Gaya Prasad's journey in running various businesses. Stay with us.
Number 2 na serre. Ya dora subuli kurna bili. Ibora ni bat sekarang hambara binaranga. Total takinan na warung na Bula FM. Number 2 na serre. Bula.
Bula FM.
The South Pacific Tourism Chief Executive Christopher Cocker says in order to maintain a lucrative tourism industry, Pacific Island countries need to take proactive measures now. Cocker says the biggest asset for the Pacific is its environment, which is in a very vulnerable state. Rachel Nath with the story.
With Fiji's focus resting on climate change, tourism partners have taken a leading role in developing strategies for a sustainable industry.
That we're very vulnerable and fragile in terms of our economies as well as natural environment. And our greatest assets, which Dixon has highlighted before, is our people, our culture, as well as our land and oceans. And if we lose this, we have no tourism to promote in this case.
SPTO says Fiji has taken the lead role in being proactive in securing its tourism income generators.
I think one of the good things is we are actually gifted as Pacific Islanders with all these key assets. And Fiji has done well in using this to generate the economy in terms of tourism.
The Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association members are also doing their part to become sustainable.
We are working quite closely with the Ministry of Tourism. They have a national work program. We've participated in many of them, and I'm glad that they also have involved not only the tourism practitioners but also school children and the public. So the awareness program is quite wide.
The SPTO and FITO will conduct a sustainable monitoring workshop in Nadi and Suva next month to develop strategies which will assist in preparing the Pacific for the effects of climate change. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The first ever Wolf Blast Wine Academy was held in Fiji earlier this week. The academy is set to provide best-in-class education to inspire and empower the world's wine professionals and enthusiasts. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Participants from the hospitality background who deal specifically with wine as part of their daily role were part of this 4-day wine academy.
I think provides some foundation blocks in terms of wine knowledge. It's very broad in its subject matter.
And it's usually said that wine is meant to be with food, which the participants got to learn more about.
The basic grape varieties, tasting wine, food and wine together. And it's really about people going away with a bit more confidence and taking that into the workplace. And it's obviously a chance to share some of our wines and our stories.
The ultimate purpose of this event is to deliver high-quality wine education, and the program provides participants with a comprehensive overview of the wine industry.
It's quite important because our local staff here are not too knowledgeable about the finer details about how wine is made.
The call has also come for more of these wine academies to be held in Fiji. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
Miss India Manushi Chillar was crowned Miss World 2017 this morning. The 20-year-old is a medical student and a trained Indian classical dancer who is aspiring to open a chain of non-profit hospitals in the rural areas of India. Chillar's victory marks India's 6th win for the Miss World title. India last won Miss World in 2000 by actress Priyanka Chopra. The first runner-up was awarded to Miss Mexico, Andrea Meza, while Miss England, Stephanie Hill, scooped the second runner-up title. A total of 118 contestants took part in the competition held in Sanya, China. Our very own Miss Fiji, Inanise Rainima, scooped second place in the talent division final, a first for the nation. Having a good heart in running a business will allow you to earn more than expected. That's the secret weapon of our successful Fijian for tonight, Gaya Prasad, who has been running a business for more than 30 years. Gaya is a well-known dairy farmer, a tailor by profession, who also owns a shop at Korvo town in Tailevu. Now, all of this started from a very humble beginning, and Savaira Tambua tells us his story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Growing up with sickly parents, Gaya Prasad from Nambilo, Tailevu was only able to reach class 2 as the source of income was no more after both his parents passed away. Struggling from a very young age, Prasad was eager to follow his father's footsteps in dairy farming.
Before I got the shop, before dairy farm, and then later on I always remember that my father used to milk cows for me, so I was very much interested in dairy farm. In 2003 I bought a farm in Deepwater, so until now I still got a farm. I got about 140 heads total, milking 40 heads at this time, producing about 275 litre a day milk.
After losing his parents, he tried getting various jobs to support himself, and things got a lot harder when the coup happened in 1987.
When there was 87 coup, and then we all slacked from 5 years below, been sacked from Public Works Department, and that time I already collected a little bit of money, so from there I never looked back. I started a billiard table and a grog shop, and from there I continue looking forward, never look back again. I'm still looking forward for another big business.
He says running a few businesses at the same time is not easy, but his secret weapon eases things for him and the endless support from his wife.
The thing is my friendship with the people. That is my most secret thing I got. I got so many friends. Maybe anywhere I go in Fiji, people just go, somebody know me somewhere. Gaya Prasad, Gaya. Yeah. So that is my secret weapon. Always we have a good friendship with everybody. That's why I don't find any difficult to run the farm and run the shop.
The father of three brands himself as a hard worker who is always ready to help anyone, even when it comes to a last-minute sewing.
Sewing, Sulu Chamba, and everything we do sewing here. So that's my main business. That's why, like plenty people nowadays, Kalavata, and they used to come to here, and you can see here all the material are booked for the kindergarten and for the schools, and most of the material are booked every time. So every day people coming around. I don't have any problem.
Reaping the fruitful of hard work and having good heart has prompted Gaya to keep striving for the best.
Through hard work, it's nothing impossible. You can gain everything what you want. If you are a lazy man, you won't be able to get anything. You must work hard. This is a life we should work hard for our bread and butter. Should not sit down and wait for somebody to come and feed you. We must work hard.
Gaya's shop is situated in the main street of Korvo town in Tailevu. Savaira Tambua, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
And in sports, fans celebrate on the streets after Fiji Bati's win. And Estonia defeats Fiji in friendly match. This and more coming up.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकु रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Fijian flags fluttered with the sound of Fijian chants as they celebrated the Fiji Bati victory over the Kiwis on the streets last night. The Fijian and the Tongan fans turned out in numbers last night in Wellington to cheer our boys as they played against host and runner-up New Zealand. Take a look at the fans as they shout out Fiji's name along the streets of Wellington after the match. Fiji Airways flying Fijians coach John McKee says the loss to Ireland was frustrating, especially on such a close margin. Fiji's lost to the Irish 23 points to 20 this morning in the test match at the Aviva Stadium in Ireland, as Fiji's tries came from Henry Seniloli and Timothy Nangusa intercepted at the second attempt and raced under the post, while Ben Volavola converted 10 points through conversions and penalties. McKee says they cannot afford to make any more mistakes, especially when taking up Tier 1 nations.
Made some mistakes in the game which opened the door for Ireland to win that one. But, you know, I think, you know, credit to the team. You know, we were down 17-3. You know, it's a very strong comeback to get back into the game at 17-all, but we couldn't quite put on under enough pressure to go on with the game at that point.
Fiji Airways Sevens captain Jerry Tuwai believes Fiji can offer a lot when it comes to the Sevens code of rugby. As Mili Tavanga reports, with the amount of talented players in the training squad, they will be able to make a difference in the 2017-2018 World Sevens Series.
The national seven side may be in top form, but they will not underestimate any team.
All the team are hard right now. They have evolved in the rugby sevens area. And as I can say, as I always said, we will take one game at a time.
The Fijian side is eyeing to defend the Dubai Sevens title next month.
We've been training for this for the past months, and for Dubai. It's all about Dubai now. New Zealand, Africa, they're always a hard team to beat. England and Australia, New Zealand.
Fiji Sevens rep Joshua Kurnambili says he is doing all he can to make the final cut for Dubai.
I will prove during the game. I will prove the kickoff to contest and some of the scrum and break the defense.
Coach Gareth Baber is expected to name his final squad next week. Mili Tavanga, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji football side went down 2-0 to Estonia in its friendly match at ANZ Stadium in Suva this afternoon. Fiji was a chained side in the second half as they applied numerous pressure on the Estonia's goalmouth but failed to meet the target. Mili Tavanga once again.
The Estonia side started the game on a high note and scored its first goal in the first quarter of the game through Henry Ania, with Martin Miller adding another goal to secure their victory.
34 caps for the Estonian side, most capped player. The striker now is Henry. Henry got the third goal, and it's great. He gets the first goal in the 13th minute of play.
Gase Bakatini loses possession as Estonia bring it back in. They drive a low one and across the face, and following through was Martin Miller.
Estonia coach Martin Rim says it was a good display of football by both the teams.
Too many misunderstandings in the field and bad passes and ball losing. But finally, yeah, for us it was okay to keep our goal clear and score a few goals.
Meanwhile, Fiji coach Christophe Gomel says mistakes let them down against a better ranked side.
We could have done better, but for the type of play and during the game, I am happy because it's not a small team. You have seen they're really strong, technically high level, but we give them also trouble during the game. We need more consistency for the full game.
The side now turns its focus towards the Pacific mini games in Vanuatu next month. Mili Tavanga, FBC Sports.
A try-saving tackle from Buden Barrett has ensured that the All Blacks maintain their 112-year unbeaten record, defeating Scotland 22-17 win this morning. The All Blacks outscored the host 3-2 in Edinburgh. Here are the scores.
The All Blacks punish them wide. It goes now from Ioane out to Taylor, and Taylor in for the try. Then walking towards the line, but they move it through the backs now, still with that advantage. Sonny Bill Williams chips it through for Mackenzie for the try. Great. Price still with a penalty advantage. Johnny Gray tries to stretch and he scores for Scotland. But New Zealand attack. Well, Sonny Bill Williams to Mackenzie, and out wide. Oh, what a wonderful try for Bowden Barrett. 14 men or not. Hugh Jones gives it on to Stuart Hall. Little chip for Seymour. Gathers it, gives the pass, and Hugh Jones now for the try. What a try for Scotland.
Australia have sunk to a fifth successive defeat to England, 30 points to 6 at a rain-soaked Twickenham Stadium today. This is one of Australia's embarrassing games as they remain scoreless throughout the full 80 minutes. Here are the highlights.
Youngs. And the ball is staying in. Daly. Joseph after it. But Daly's going to get there first. Oh my goodness, what a... Danny Kerr now on at scrum half for England, and there's space in behind here. And Jonathan Joseph might be able to get on the end of this kick. He rolls on, he might slide on! And he does go to find Kerr. Another chip. It's meant for Johnny May. Foley's trying to get across. Johnny May. Still Johnny May. The World Cup, but here's Johnny May again. And there he returns the compliment to Danny Kerr.
And in the other match results, Argentina beat Italy 31 points to 15, while Wales beat Georgia 13 points to 6. A trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers still remains slow moving over the northeastern parts of the group and is gradually weakening and moving eastwards away from the group. Looking at the west, most areas had a few sunshine but cloudy conditions along with it, with Singatoka and Ba recording the highest temperatures at 30 degrees. From Pacific Harbour to Suva, there were occasional showers in most parts with cloudy conditions as well. Taking a look at the north, similar conditions was experienced, with Lambasa and Nambawalu recording 30 degrees. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas, moderate southerly swells. The next high tide is at 1:43 a.m. with low tide at 8 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:25. The outlook for tomorrow, you can expect occasional showers and few thunderstorms over the Lau and Lomaiviti group, the eastern parts of Vanuatu, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands. As for Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms are expected to continue. Recapping the main stories, Fiji Bati edges the Kiwis in a pulsating quarter. PM closes COP23 and 5 traders investigated for non-compliance. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we're asking, is Jerry Tuwai ready to lead the Fiji Sevens team? Visit our FBC website to answer. Do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची FM सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची FM is #1. It's so hot.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची FM सुनो अच्छा लगे. मिर्ची FM is hot.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेफ्रिकी से. मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची FM सुनते हैं. मिर्ची FM is hot. I love मिर्ची FM.
हमें स्पिन पकड़ता हुआ कि मिर्ची FM में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.